Hi, I'm Helen from Woolly Chic and I'm taking part in the Knit Every Day in March challenge for Alzheimer's Research UK. And today is the 9th of March and it is the 9th day of my challenge. So today I am going to be crocheting some flowers for a Learn to Crochet flower workshop that I'm running in just over a week's time. And I've got lots of preparation to do for the East Anglia Yarn Festival, which is actually in less than a week's time. So yeah, I've got a lot to do. But I thought I would show you what I'm wearing today because I'm wearing two of my designs. The first one is my Diamonds in the Sky scarf, and you can see it's a crochet scarf with a beaded edge, and I've added some hand dyed yarn on the edge, and the yarn has been dyed by the lovely Rachel at Cat and Sparrow, and this is a crochet pattern and a crochet kit that you can buy on my Woolly Chic website. So that's the Diamond in the Sky scarf, and then my top is the fir tree top, which my mum and I designed together. It was her idea to crochet these sort of panels down the sleeves. I don't know if you can see that. And yeah, so you knit these sleeve panels first, and then you pick up the stitches. Well, you pick up the stitches, and then you cast on stitches for the neck, and then you knit from here down until you get underneath the sleeves, and then you knit in the round, and then I don't know if you can see, but there is a lace panel at the bottom. So that's what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing my fir tree top, which is a Woolly Chic design. And yeah, so another lovely sunny day, and hopefully I'm going to go out for a walk later. I think I'm going to go to Letchworth and have a walk around Letchworth, and then yeah, just lots and lots of preparation for the wool show that's coming up soon. So I hope you'll have a really lovely day. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to everybody who's donated so far to my Just Giving pages. I've raised over £500, which is amazing. So thank you very much, and yeah, see you later. Bye. So let me show you how I made this little crocheted rose. I used a 2.5mm crochet hook and a teeny tiny amount of my heart spun 4-ply. It only took about 3 grams of yarn in total, and I think it's come out really nicely. I'll hold it a bit closer to the camera, you'll be able to see, and yeah, let me talk you through the step-by-step instructions so you could make one too. Making crochet flowers is a really ideal way of using up little bits of leftover yarn from other projects, and yeah, it's a great stash buster. So I'm just going to make a rose here. I've made a chain, so 30 chain stitches, and the next row I'm going to make double crochet stitches into the second chain, and then all the way along to the end. And this can be a little bit fiddly, especially if your chain stitches are too teeny tiny. So I always say, if you use a bigger crochet hook than you usually use for the foundation chain, and then go down a hook size for when you're actually doing the main bit of the pattern. So in this case, I I'm using 4 ply and a 2.5mm needle. Now I crochet very loosely, so I haven't needed to change my hook size. I've just continued with that 2.5mm crochet hook. And yeah, then just keep on doing your double crochet stitches all the way to the end. I'll get there eventually. 30 stitches. And a double crochet is a UK stitch. In America they call it the single crochet stitch, and if ever you see a pattern with single crochet, you know it's American, because in the UK we don't have a single crochet stitch. So the Americans call our treble crochet stitch a double crochet stitch, so that's when it gets a bit confusing. Right, coming up to the last stitch, and then got my row of double crochet stitches. I'm then going to do 4 chains and turn, and then make a treble crochet stitch into that first stitch here, putting my hook in underneath both parts of the stitch, pulling through a loop, then pulling through 2 and pulling through 2. And that first 4 chains was the equivalent of 1 treble and 1 chain stitch. Then next what we're going to be doing is a chain, miss a stitch, and then a V-stitch into the next stitch. And a V-stitch is just treble, chain, and then treble into the same stitch. Make a chain, miss a stitch, and then do treble, chain, and treble, and then a chain, miss a stitch, and then a V-stitch. And you just repeat that all the way along to the end of the row. And what you'll get is you'll get some triangle spaces and square spaces. And it's important to put your hook in on the next row to do your petal shapes into the triangle spaces, and then finish that off with a double crochet stitch into the square space. Okay, I'm just going to carry on to the end. So there we are, I've come to the end of my row, and I've got V-stitches, chains, V-stitch all the way along. I'm then going to make 3 chains as my turn-in chain, and then turn, and I'm going to do 5 trebles into this first chain space here. So that's in between the treble crochet stitches, and you've got this V-shaped space here. So that's where I'm going to put my hook to make my first of 5 trebles. Okay, then I'm going to do a double crochet into the next chain space, which is the square space here, and I'm going to put my hook straight in, catch the yarn, pull it through, and make a double crochet stitch. And there you can see it's created a little petal shape. So in the next chain space, the triangle space, I'm going to do 6 treble crochet stitches. Get it right, 6 treble crochet stitches. 6, and then finish off that petal shape by doing a double crochet stitch in the square space underneath that one chain. So straight in, catch the yarn and pull through. And then you just repeat that all the way to the end of the row. 6 treble crochet stitches in between the V stitch into that chain space, which is a triangle space, and a double crochet into the square space. Trebles, double. And then what you'll get is your work will start to spiral around. So how many have I done? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 2 more trebles to do. Yarn on the hook into the space. It's a nice, quick and easy project. And then a double crochet. You can see how the petals are starting to form, and yeah, and then it's starting to spiral around. So I'm just coming up to my last couple of petals. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more treble, and then a double. Oops, lost the loop. Pull that one out and start again. Right, there we go. Last treble and a double. And then I've got one more V-stitch left. So then I'm going to go and make 6 trebles into that last space. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I haven't got any space now to do a double, so then what I'm going to do is find the very first chain stitch that I made next to that slip knot, and I put my hook straight in and do a slip stitch. So in, you're on the hook and pull through the stitch and the loop that's on your hook for the slip stitch, and then I'm going to make a chain, pull up a big loop, and then break the yarn. Just realised I haven't actually got any scissors here, so I'm just going to break it with my hands. Oh, there we go. Pull that away, pull the last strand, and it makes a neat knot. There I've got 2 decent length tails that I can use for sewing up this flower, and then you can see that it's all spiraled around, but this is how it looks when it's the, 3 rows, double crochet, V-stitch, trebles. And now we can make it into a flower just simply by spiraling around, and you can do it as tightly or as loosely as you like, but just rolling the petals around. That's it. There we go, and that's made a little rose. I think I've done the middle a bit too tight. Let's take that out, start again. So yeah, just spiraling it round. There we go, that's better. There's a sweet little rose, and you can put beads in the middle or buttons just to kind of give it a centre to the rose, or you can just leave it as it is and sew it all together. So using those tails at the end, thread them onto a wool needle and just weave in and out across one way, around the edge, into the middle, out again and around, and just sew it securely into place, and then you've got a nice little flower.